Hey, this is Jason Taken, owner of Taken Law and Legacy Planning Chicago. Today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't necessarily give away your stuff now if you foresee passing away sometime soon. But before we get into that, if you want to talk to me about anything estate planning or probate related, head on over to taken-law.com or legacyplanningshicago.com. So a recent question came across my desk, and I wanted to provide some insight as to what might be better. And again, everyone's case is unique, and this isn't meant to be general advice, but it's just a piece of knowledge that you might want to consider if you found out maybe you got sick or something and you're starting to move assets around. Why that might not be a good idea proactively in some cases. So, upon our death, our inheritance or our inherited assets or assets that we pass on, the stuff that has numerical values like stocks, real estate, those kinds of things, they all go through what's called a step up in basis. That means that the value at the time that you passed away that those assets were, that is what the person who inherits those will realize those at. So if you bought a stock at $10, and when you passed away it was $40, whoever inherits that from you, their initial cost basis will be $40. That's what's called the step up in basis. That happens though upon death. If you transfer those assets inter vivos or during your lifetime, that step up in basis does not occur. So the cost basis that'll be realized is the original $10 that you bought that for, and that could be a problem tax-wise, because then instead of taking advantage of that tax-free jump, you actually, the person or people who inherit your assets will actually have to realize that gain, that $10 to $40 gain, and will owe income tax on that. So that's one reason, and that applies to real estate, stocks, anything with like a numerical value. There's certain requirements with IRAs and all that stuff that I'm not going to go into here, but I just want to make you aware of that because sometimes people will proactively plan, which is a good thing, but you need to consult with somebody because you could actually be missing out on a tax advantage instead of just leaving things as they sit and transferring them at a later date. Now, this has nothing to do with how those assets are titled, but in terms of the inherited piece, you want to make sure that you're getting the most tax benefit when you transfer assets to someone who's going to inherit them from you. So titling those assets we'll talk about in maybe a different video, but the big piece that I want you to take away from this is that the step up in basis occurs upon the death of the owner, and then the person who inherits those assets gets to realize that step up in basis. If you transfer those during your life, they're going to realize the initial cost basis and potentially be taxed on that whole gain. So yeah, that's really it for this video. If you want to talk to me about anything else real estate, estate planning, or probate related, head on over to taken-law.com or legacyplanningshicago.com. Until next time, see ya.